Alright, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And Shalom to you, Arkim, that are teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. As always, I'd like to begin by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other nations because Israel, as a people, has been scattered amongst all nations throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So I was just watching this video by one of the brothers from the camp, very good brother. This is his channel name is GMS Exalt the Most High, and he's basically going into how he received the chariots by the Ten Commandments, and how we're also going to receive salvation via those same chariots, if we be of the elect, Lord willing. Now, when I was watching this scene, he put up a clip from the movie The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston. And when I was watching that, the Spirit told me, you know what, man? Go back and read through the Ten Commandments. So I went back into Exodus, the 20th chapter. The Spirit led me to go back here. So let me get it, the Exodus 20th. Starting from verse 1. Here's the 10 commandments, right? Now we know that there's more than 10 commandments. There's actually 613 laws. But the 10 basically encapsulates the whole of the law. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with this. It says Exodus 20 verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Here we go. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow thyself down to them, nor serve them, for I am Yahweh thy power, and am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy power in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt labour and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heaven, and the earth, and the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day, and hath hallowed it. Honour thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Here's the point I want to get into. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour. Let me read that again. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbour's. And when the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, and when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. See, these people were terrified when they saw the lightnings and the thunderings coming off that mountain when the chariot was over it, when Moses was receiving the commandments. They were terrified, and rightly so, because the Most High is a power to be feared. Now I want to touch upon one of these points, two of these points which make up the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour. So what is false witness? If you're basically making something up and just running with it with no proof, no evidence, nothing, just your own fucking vain opinion. It's like a bit of noise outside. If you're taking your thoughts with no basis of them, no proof, and you're just running with it, and you're speaking these things, and you're bearing false witness, so you're guilty of breaking one of the Ten Commandments. And what did Yahushua say? He that have broken the least one of these commandments have broken all. So you're not supposed to bear false witness against somebody, particularly your neighbor, meaning a person in this truth. Now I'm going to get some precepts, because there's an order to things, because the Most High deals with all things be done decently and in order, right? But let me get Deuteronomy 19 from verse 15. Deuteronomy 19 verse 15 says, one witness, pay attention now, right? Pay close attention, because this is important. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sin. In any sin that he sinneth, here's the point, at the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. Let me read this again, because there's some people who I don't think really get into these scriptures, man. Some people just don't get into these scriptures, man. So let me break this down nice and slow, so you simple-minded fools can get this through your thick skulls, right? Deuteronomy 19 verse 15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sin, in any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. Right? If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, here's the order, right? Then both men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make a diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, ye shall do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother, and so shalt thou put the evil away from among you. And those which shall remain shall hear and fear, right? And shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. And thine eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, right? So you're supposed to put this evil away from among you. If one man's coming up now and he's making all sorts of wild and wayward allegations, like every day the person wakes up and it's a new thing, oh, well, I'm going to say slacking. And they wake up in the morning like, oh, this day I'm going to start talking about this, and this day I'm going to start talking about that, and I'm not going to have any proof, but I'm just going to be running off my own vain opinion. Then that's a false witness, and that is wickedness. Do you think Yahushua is happy with this? Well, this is the thing. How do you know if Yahushua is happy with something or Yahushua is not? Well, basically by adhering to the scriptures and following the protocol and the law that has been ordained for us to do, because the Most High does all things decently and in order. So let me read this again from Deuteronomy 19:15, nice and slow, so it can sink in. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sin, in any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. So if you're just one man and you're saying X, Y, and Z, and you're harping on, oh, and this happened and this happened, well, guess what? It doesn't count for shit unless you've got other witnesses to corroborate your story. Because that's how the Most High deals, man. At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall the matter be established, right? If a false witness, someone who's making wild and wayward allegations with no evidence or basis for them, they're just doing it, going out of their own vain opinion, speaking out of their emotions, right? If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, both the men between whom the controversy is, shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and before the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, then ye shall do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So thou shalt put away the evil from among you. right? Now, a great example of that is what happened to Polite recently, right? He was bearing false witness against the apostles of GMS and us brothers on down, claiming that we're rapists, right? So that guy was basically, did he have 2 or 3 witnesses to corroborate his story? No. He was just running off his vain opinion, and he led other people to start speaking the same vain things without any proof, right? Well, guess what? It says, and the judges shall make a diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, then ye shall do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother, so shall thou put away evil from among you. And look what's happened to Polite now. He was accusing us of being rapists. Well, guess what? Now he's been found out to be a rapist, and his ass is in prison. So that was the fulfillment of this scripture, that what he had thought to have done to us ends up being done unto him. Another example is Haman, the Edomite, from the scriptures in the book of Esther. He thought that he was going to hang Mordecai and us Israelites on the gallows. He himself ended up getting hung on them same gallows that he'd built, him and his children after him. So that this is how the Most High deals. Most High ain't playing with fucking false allegations and shit. That is wickedness, man. That is wickedness. You ain't supposed to be doing that shit, man. And if you're in this truth, you really should know better, man. If you claim to be in this truth, you should know better. So let me get another precept here. Bear with me. If I've even got it, don't know if I have. That's that. Let me just bear with me. Find it here. Right, Exodus 23 verse 1. That's a good one. Let's go there. What does it say? Thou shalt not raise a false report. And what could be a false report? Accusing men of things they haven't done. Without any proof, without any basis, just going off of your own vain opinion. What does Proverbs 3 verse 5 say? Let's get that quickly. Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, trust in Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil. Right? Many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Let me get that. Right, this is Sirach 3 and 24. Right, it says, starting from verse 23. No, starting from verse 24, get to the point. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. So what is an evil suspicion? When you're basically side-eyeing men, sizing up men, trying to think that you know what's going on, and you don't. And you've got no idea, but yet your suspicions are evil, and therefore you're running with an evil suspicion, and then you start turning into slandering people. You know? An evil suspicion hath overthrown judgment. So you can't be going off evil suspicions. You need evidence, facts. That's how the Most High deals. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40, and it's got 144 in there, which is spiritual. 1 Corinthians 14:40 says, let all things be done let all things be done decently and in order. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:33, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So we know that the word church goes back to the word ecclesia, which means to call out. And us men of the Lord, the prophets, we represent that church, the church, right? The body of Yahushai, the tabernacle of David being risen up, if that's the way to say it. Right? So basically there's supposed to be peace amongst the brethren, because guess what? The Most High hates those that sow discord amongst brethren. Let me get that. That's in what? Was it Proverbs 3 or 7? Let me get it. Proverbs 7 maybe. That's not the one. Proverbs 3, is it? That's not, I'll get it. Bear with me. What was I looking for? Oh, okay, I'll get it now. Yeah, slack. I forgot what I was looking for. Yeah, 6. Proverbs the 6th chapter. Right, so Proverbs the 6th chapter, 19. Starting from verse 16. It's like a notification. Proverbs 6:16. These 6 things doth Yahweh hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, and feet that be swift in running to mischief. So if your mind is devising wicked imaginations, things that you're just conjuring up out of your own twisted and warped, deceitful little mind, and then you're putting them things on wax, trying to slander men, the Most High hates that shit, man. And the Most High is going to destroy anybody who's doing that shit, right? A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord amongst brethren. If you're going around trying to sow discord amongst brethren, then you're fucked. Because the Most High's got your card, man. The Most High's got your card, and he's going to pull it when the time's right, and you're going to get a judgment for what you've done. It says, so you're not supposed to be sowing discord amongst brethren. And Proverbs 3 says, right, surely he scorneth the, let me read this. The curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. Now what is scorning? Let's have a look at that word. What does it mean to scorn, or to be a scorner? So the definition of a scorner is open, unqualified contempt, disdain. So what is unqualified? Let's look at that word. Let's look at that word, unqualified. Unqualified, right? Not qualified, not fit, lacking requisite qualifications. Right? So what would be a qualification of, what would it mean to qualify something? To have proof, right? If you've not got qualifications, you haven't got proof. For example, let's say you want to go do a course at university, and they're saying, okay, in order to get into our university, you need to have 5 A to C's, and they have to be in English, maths, and science, or whatever. You need 5 A to C's, right, to get the qualifications to enter into their establishment. Let's say you haven't got those qualifications. Let's say you've only got 1 A to C. You're unqualified to partake or to be a part of that course, because you don't have the qualifications to meet the entry requirements. So in order to be qualified, you need to have the proof. Okay, I've done this and I've got the grade B. I've done that and I've got the grade A, blah, blah, blah. That's what it means to have qualifications. So if you're making statements about people without the qualifications to prove those statements, then it's unqualified, okay? Definition 2, not modified, limited, or restricted in any way without reservations, yeah? Absolute, complete, out and out. For example, an unqualified liar. You can be an unqualified liar, right? Back to the point. Scorner, to open or unqualified contempt, right? An object of derision or contempt, right? Derisive or contemptuous actions or speech. That's an example of being a scorner. Derisive, which means you're trying to sow discord and divide people, set people against each other, try and turn this man against that man, or whoever against whoever. That's derisive. That's divisive. Derisive, it means to speak of something in derision, like to speak badly of something. A derisive or contemptuous action or speech. To treat with or regard with contempt or disdain. To reject, refuse, or ignore with contempt or disdain, or to mock. Yeah, that's what it means to scorn. So if you're a scorner, then the Most High isn't happy with that, if all you're doing is scorning. But just to go back to the original point on why I was doing this lesson, 10 Commandments, Exodus 20. It says, Exodus 20 and verse 16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbour. Point blank, period. Cut and dry. Ain't no ways about it. So be careful, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. And the scriptures say, how does it go? For every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. So while it might be fun to you in the flesh, because this is the thing, in your flesh, it probably feels good to be doing this thing. Like you get a little, like you get some kind of orgasm off of doing this type of thing. Like it feels good to the flesh, but really you're destroying your own self. You know, you're heaping coals of fire upon your own head. So you can't be doing that, man. You've got to be spiritual. And when you're spiritual, sometimes you realize things aren't always what you may think them to be. You've got to try your own thoughts, because your own thoughts could deceive you. As I read, many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. So that's the point made. Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone that rule well. Shalom to you, Akim, teaching this word with faith and truth and sincerity. And until the next lesson I do, Lord willing, I'll say, Shalom wa abba wa kwame shalom for now.